Hello everyone, this is Forest Landwalker, and tonight it's time for another exciting episode of Star Trek Online. Over the last number of weeks, we have been following my Romulan character, well I should be more accurate and say my representative to the Romulan Republic, now Admiral Tellel. And she's had a bit of a career, you know, stopping the Tal Shiar, beating back Alachi, helping out with DS9, fighting Mirror Universe people, doing all sorts of stuff all over the galaxy, even countering the Borg and the Undine. But lately, she seems to be sucked into a little intrigue that started up on New Romulus, where the scientific fools were meddling with things man was not meant to understand, Iconian gateways, which conveniently kind of resulted in opening a whole bunch of gateways all over the galaxy, including one that led into a Dyson sphere not far from Republic space. And, making life even more entertaining, there was a lot of Omega particles that are involved, which are, let's just say, really dangerous. So let's go in and see where things are at. We will be loading in at the Dyson Joint Command Center. I realized that I logged off last week out in the open, but I wanted to take care of a few things offline. Like get rid of a whole bunch of the inventory I was carrying. My inventory looks a lot cleaner now. So, Administrivia first. We'll take a look at my R&D, where I am, as always, throwing stuff into the engineering. Not yet, Sub-Commander. We'll get to you. Really, all these people wanting to get my attention here is really embarrassing, really. It's just that I like to make sure I get all the administrative trivia out of the way before we delve into the nitty-gritty. Duty officers. Well, I've got a whole bunch of stuff, some of which took place here in Dyson Sphere. So we'll collect all of that. It should not be enough to level the character any, but at the very least it got me at least one titanium, which is useful for making pads. More on that in a bit. Let's see, my considerable accomplishments are acknowledged. I get a colonial duty officer. And because of the ongoing bugs, I will double dip in the experience and expertise pool here, because Starfleet will contact me shortly with the same thing. Okay, are there any of these that are going to be highly useful? Maybe not. I'm going to grab quarter. Well, I don't know if I really want quartermaster. Decisions. We'll grab another armory officer. I don't know if I have a green quality one in my duty officer roster or not. I might, but I don't know that for a fact. Let's take a look. No, I have a purple quality one up there. Okay, well, you know, having an extra armory officer is not necessarily a bad thing. Let's continue finishing up here. Okay, character. Do I have anything with the character I can take care of? I have a specialization point, and I opened up the tier 3 with my last one, so I can either go for the Achilles heel, where if I land a critical hit on a foe, it will temporarily expose them. It'll only happen once per 30 seconds, but guaranteed to apply on my next critical hit. Not bad. Or I can do the Resilient Expose, where if I use an exploit attack on a foe that's currently exposed, it gains a chance to reapply exposed. I am liking that one, so I will take that. Now, additionally, I've got reputation, and I have got a couple reputations this time around. Since I got some Dyson marks for doing the Dyson missions, I can get some of this, well, get some of these new things here. I can upgrade to tier 1 reputation here, and by doing that, I'm going to gain some more traits. Specifically, deadly aim, which will increase critical severity in ground, and integrated nanofibers, which helps bonus resistance rating. Now, the downside is I only have 6 more Dyson Spear marks, so at the moment, I am unable to take on a new task here. This will probably change. Meanwhile, the Romulan reputation is doing just fine. So hit another daily here. Fill it all up. And we're kind of making our way through here. I don't know if I'm going to make it to the end of filling tier 3 here. Not that I'm horribly worried about it. I mean, I get a new ability of Transwarp to Taldewa. Gosh, if only I didn't have a Transwarp to New Rhymeless as it is. And a bunch of equipment projects that I'm not really that motivated to go after. So let's go to traits. Thanks to my... Oh, I might have to... Oh, here we go, they're ground rep. That's right. So I can fill out my ground reputation traits with deadly aim and integrated nanofibers. So we're in good shape here. If I can get to tier 2 with the Dyson stuff, then I believe I will have access to... Well, let's take a look. Let's look ahead, shall we? I'll have access to advanced targeting systems for space, which is and advanced hull reinforcement. So basically the exact same trait except applied to spaceships. That is not a bad thing. Okay, the last thing I want to do, I discovered late last time that the Develin has a command station. Let's try to verify this. Universal command. So Movin was eligible to do command level stuff, which is pretty good since, you know, I don't think I've promoted any of my people since I've gotten this far. Why don't we do that now, just for the giggles here? Well, maybe not. Let me think this through for a second, because right now, Movement is not part of my ground team. Shayla is. But Shayla's bridge abilities not exactly as impressive as I would like them to be. On the other hand, I see that Movement and Devex are literally duplicating their stuff, so you know what? Shayla has become the lady of choice here. And as for this station, seeing that, you know, I have all this stuff here, I'm going to replace Movement entirely with No, because that'll give me hazard emitters, which is one of the hull heals. And I think that might be a better way to play it for this vessel. And now that I have Shayla available, I'm going to observe that one of the rewards I got for leveling up was a free training manual for specializations. So I'm going to grab the command qualification, and Shayla is going to be trained up in it. Now you're going to notice that I can't actually do that because I have neglected an important aspect of my crew as I've been going through this adventure. You'll notice that when I go to the status on everything, most of these people are going to be like citizen, lieutenant, citizen, cadet. I have not been promoting my people to the best of their abilities. So let's do that now. You can promote characters And I'm going to promote Shayla here to my sub-commander level. And since she is taking the command thing, I'm going to kind of zip over to the duty officers, even though there's no practical point to it. And we are going to replace poor Tovin with Shayla as my first officer. Sorry, Tovin. It was only a matter of time before we kicked you out there. Now, because Shayla has now been promoted, and promoted well up there, I can go in skills, and she can learn Command Specialist, which will cost me 20,000 expertise. Now, as you can tell, expertise is not really a problem at this point. I've got 400,000, so I could train every one of my bridge officers in multiple specializations if I were, you know, masochistic. Okay, we're going to take a look at default space abilities. Right now, she has Boarding Party 2, which is an okay skill, but I want to mess around with some of the skills I got here. I can't do any of these other ones right now because I don't have training manuals or anything for that. But because I trained her, she automatically gets one, and it's called Emergency Artillery. So we're going to grab that. Now on the ground, she also has access to a number of skills, such as emergency power to weapon, emergency power to shields. I'm pretty okay with keeping what she's got there. For her default ground abilities, she's got shield recharge, weapons malfunction, turret fabrication, and medical fabrication. Oh, you know what? I don't think we really need to go to shield recharge. Well, okay, her alternative here is take cover. That kind of responds, that's a kind of a respond kind of thing, and I don't trust my bridge officers to do that, so what's the replacement for this one? Strategic analysis. That one's good, but you know what? I think we're going to leave Shayla's ground abilities as they are for now. At some point, I might look into using one of these other command specialist abilities. Got Hammer and Anvil, which is interesting. Depends on what direction the foe is facing. Shock and Awe, which is to march the target. That could be really useful. And Overwhelm Shields. Any damage dealt to him will do more shield damage. And some of the... well, you know, that could be a handy one too. Shock and Awe or Overwhelm Shields is looking like the winners here that I'll replace this with at some point. But not today. Not unless someone here has a training manual. Does anybody here train skills? I don't believe there's anybody who trains skills, but I mean, there's a personnel officer, but that's just, you know, picking up stuff. Ship equipment, more ship stuff. Nope, that is it. Okay. We've got this mission here. It says Unexpected Friend, so we are going to meet with Sub-Commander Cole. Well, actually, I'll move off on that and take a look at the episodes here, make sure that's our next step. Okay, I'm not really sure what's going on here because it's not listed in the mission chain. So yeah, we'll go and chat with the fellow and see what's what. I wonder if that's tied. Yeah, I think it is. I think it's tied to the Dyson thing I just unlocked. You see, I mentioned this with the Romulan arc that all those missions unlocked as you rose in reputation tier once upon a time. That's not the case anymore. But there are other things tied to advancing in tiers and other reputations, and I believe that's what this is going to be. Maybe we're not likely to see the rest of the story, but...
Ah, come in. I have a special assignment that requires a delicate touch. A science ship on patrol in grid Beta 53-30 received an encrypted message from the Voth.
Aren't we fighting the Voth?
This wasn't a message from a military ship or the Voth leadership. This was an encoded short-ranged burst from a Voth science outpost. I think we may have a friend in the enemy's ranks. It'd be best if any communication from our side didn't come from our leadership, for reasons you'll soon see. I want you to pursue a dialogue with this individual.
That's a really
See if we can
transparent table.
turn them into an ally. That is all.
That is a pretty classy table. Computer load.
I'm trying to
catching
contact
up
any
there.
member of the mammalian occupying force who is willing to open negotiations. I am Nellen Exel of the Voth Circle of Archaeology, and I believe that we have common scientific goals that can only be achieved without the interference of our respective militaries. Working alongside the best minds of the Voth Circles of Science, I have been studying this celestial structure, its function and its original inhabitants. Our work has yielded some troubling information for those seeking to uphold the doctrine that we are the original intelligent species in the Delta Quadrant. The Voth Ministry of Elders maintains that science is only valid if it supports their own fictions of history. I've lost too many colleagues to this terrible government censorship.
Sometimes it amazes me how prescient this game can be.
What I've been able to discover on my own and away from government interruptions is that this sphere was created by a race under direct control of a species called the Iconians.
Of course,
Even ignoring the huge cache of records we found here, the mere existence of this sphere proves that there are powerful entities my government refuses to acknowledge, perhaps to our ultimate doom. I will not be so naive. Left high and dry by my own people, I am left with few options. There must be a sympathetic ear out there that realizes we have entered the nest of an enemy that neither of us are prepared to face alone.
And now, pen pals begin. Now, as I said, new sections of that unlock with each tier of dice and reputation you get. We are, let's be blunt, we're not going to get that far on this character. It is worth mentioning, however, that should you get through all those tiers, you'll have a pretty good storyline as to what Nexel there has found out, and at the end of the line, he will even join your crew as a bridge officer. So, there's something interesting at the end of all of that. Also, if you reach the tier 5 on pretty much all the reputations, you tend to get very large heaps of dilithium and other stuff. Which is good, since, you know, you need all that to craft all the equipment projects. Alright, now that we have that out of the way, we can go back to the next mission, the contested zone. We have more operations outside of the Allied zone. The contested zone, that would be the area past those mines we saw in the last week. Right near our borders, it's where our forces are currently engaged with the Voth, both in atmosphere and on the ground. There's a constant fight for control in the area. If we slip, the Voth will overwhelm us. We could use your help out there. And we have a modest amount of XP and expertise attached to this, so let's beam on out and head to the contested zone. Now, I was kind of hoping there'd be a shortcut here, but nope. So we will do it the hard way. Now, there's a zone event going on here, a Voth Blitz, but we aren't going to get there by the time the next minute passes by. My ship is not that fast. Okay, maybe it is that fast, but it's going to be basically 30 seconds of activity, and there's no way I'm going to have any effect there. Okay, maybe it'll be closer to 15 seconds. see. I see no targets, so I can't. Okay, hold on. There's activity up there, so maybe if I get close enough. No, I'm not going to get close enough. Not in 9 seconds. But that's okay, because that's not really where I want you to go. What we're going to do is we're going to keep going past the mines to the border of this particular map. And that will allow us to travel to a contested zone. Here's our
This
intro.
is the contested zone. Our forces here are in a constant conflict with the Voth. There are 5 fronts in the zone, and each of them need your help. Here, we are fighting the Voth over towers that are critical to our control of the zone. I would advise you help only if you have other starships to provide support.
Or unless you have a really kick-butt starship.
In the center of the contested zone is the battle zone. Commander Arnold is leading the ground fight there against the Voth. He needs anyone who's willing to assist. Make no mistake about this. The contested zone is an active conflict. Be careful out there.
Now you notice on the right-hand side here that we have some interesting bars here. Okay, fine, I'll complete this mission first. We'll get back to you in a moment. There's a couple other things I'd like to...
I have discovered...
No, you go away. You're from the future. You'll notice that we have these areas. They give special bonuses. And once the overall control is established, some bosses will show up, for lack of a better term. I think we'll hang around long enough to see that happen. Or at least we'll try to. Because apparently somebody's been very, very busy. So I'm kind of angles to the center of the area, because I'm pretty sure that when stuff starts to happen, it will be happening around here. And might as well cloak. Just in case. Okay, all 4 towers are fully under Allied control. The overall control is just slowly creeping towards Allied. Oh yeah, occasionally when you're flying through an area, you'll see these little missions that are associated with all these symbols that you've seen on the map here. So they're little mini missions that you can do. If we have an opportunity to surprise the Voth in this area, I'd like to get them ready to assault. They'll be routing available ships to my coordinates. Hunt down Voth ships, engage, blow them up. It's a 5-minute thing. Cheapo stuff here, but you know, why not? Why not? Now the downside here is that the mission tracker has gotten complicated. Okay, there's some of those bad guys. Let's go and shoot them. Like the way they break target. Oh, and mission is done. See how that was nice, fast, easy. And it looks like that we're losing control of towers. I wish I could say that surprised me, but it really doesn't. looks like it's getting ready to be back under control again, so. Because that is a really slow-moving overall control thing. Clearly, they want you to be on your toes. Looks like we're getting close, though. And I'm still hanging around the central area because I'm pretty sure that this is where things are going to start happening. It's been a while, so I can't prove anything. But I'm pretty sure that we'll be seeing a trio of unwelcome guests shortly. I didn't think they would be here already. They may just be precursors. Little more, little more, little more. Can I move any slower? Don't answer that. Ding, ding, ding. Voth fleet approaching, and look, Citadel dreadnoughts. These boys are big and scary. Oh yeah, they have friends too. So we're going to basically get into a fight. Let's get to tap there. Haven't really had a chance to cut loose the heavy artillery here. Man, that guy does not want to go. 5%. Yeah, taking some hits there. Let's see. I think that's yes. When in doubt, look for the fold. Trying to avoid using the miracle worker right away. Oops. I never enabled Shadow's command ability. That's embarrassing. Basically, it's just one huge furball, so just borrow upgrades. Front shields are down. As you can see, the XP isn't all that great,
Hull integrity
but we
below
did get
50%.
the Dyson marks here. 70 of them. Not bad if you can get it right. And that will allow me to go back to the Reputation, go back to the Dyson Joint Command, and grab a new bit of work here. This will grant me 5,000 XP towards the Reputation. And by the... well, I've got a little ways to go. It'll take me 2 days to do that. So, you know, a couple weeks. But we will get it. Now, let's see. I'm just curious. Okay. That's not the mission I thought it was. Let's go ahead and do it then. We're being contacted about the ground war in this battle zone area. Commander Arnold is commanding Allied forces to gain control over Omega particle silos. But they're understaffed, under-equipped, and surprisingly, they need help. I know, what a shock, right? Now, you can usually get here almost right off the bat if you happen to just enter the Dyson Sphere from the Beta Quadrant. You'll have the option to pop here right away, practically. But the other way is to go down here. Oh yeah, there's an accolade to go from the top to the bottom of the skybox area. Enter the ground battle zone, and you'll be able to take 2 people with you. So, this is actually a pretty good choice. Healer, offensive guy, and me, the engineer. A good balance. Let's see what they have to say.
This is the Voth battle zone. Our goal is to take control of at least one Omega particle silo. Here's how we do it. This is a map of the battle zone. There are 3 regions, each made up of multiple capture points. When the Voth hold a capture point, it is red. When we take control of a capture point, it will change to blue. Capturing points advances us towards our goal, represented by this meter. When it is full, we can make our final push to stop the Voth at the Omega particle silos. We must capture at least one of these silos to claim this battle zone for the Alliance. Good luck.
So we're going to do a little bit of a demo of just what one can expect here. Unfortunately, it looks like the silos are already up. There's no way that I'm going to be able to get to them before... oh sure, we'll finish that up too. Not ready for tower control yet. Although, let me take a quick...
I have discovered the location of the evidence we need to
No,
clear
I didn't
on
mean to
them.
hit that. Don't go away. No, we're not ready for that either. I tell you, everybody wants to push. And why is he contacting me about escalation? Oh, because that's getting way ahead. Yeah, we're not doing escalation anytime soon. Okay, well, as you can see, everything here is blue, which means most of it's captured already. But just for giggles, maybe we can poke our way out of here. No, it looks like not, because it's going to reset in 1 minute. But that's good, that's good. We'll be able to see exactly the kind of things you can do here. Make sure my bridge officers are with me. Whip out the heavier weaponry because, well, this is a dangerous place. Well, that's disturbing. It is over. Perhaps we pushed the experiments too far. I wonder if there's an accolade associated with that, too. I'll have to keep my eyes open. Just because I don't remember something having done that before, doesn't mean it hasn't been there before. It just means that I don't remember it. Gotta admit, the environment is pretty catchy.
Back to your stations. The Voth have returned.
Okay, anytime now, everything should be turning. There we go. See all that red stuff? That's bad. And look, the hostiles are already invading. Now, in order to take advantage, well, not take advantage, but to capture the site, you have to go down and perform tasks. And there's different tasks for different portions. Everything that has this symbol has this task to, I'm not sure if it's activate or deactivate these. Oh, here we go. Deactivate main consoles powering artillery. But you gotta do it carefully with timing because they'll stealth repair after 3 minutes. Now, it's not so bad if you have multiple people working the job you do, but it's a little difficult for a single character. It can be done. People do it all the time. But Talel is not someone who's going to be able to do that. He doesn't have the equipment, the tech, the oomph. But I do want to go to another example. And I've got a couple of possibilities here. Okay, that one up there, I believe, is just hold a control point. And you basically have to sit there.
Congratulations, Admiral.
Oh, how nice, I've leveled. That'll be useful. Ah, sometimes I'll drop the crazy things with this combat supply. Reminds me of Mario kind of stuff. Yeah, see, the goal here is to stand on that point to begin to capture that point. And while you're standing there, bad guys will come in and, well, this one's I think we can actually demonstrate. It's time consuming, but it's not crazily impossible. And already we're being targeted by mortars. It seems kind of boring so far, doesn't it? I mean, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot going on here. And I gotta stay within this green area to still be considered capturing this point. Sure, it'd be nice to know where the mortars are coming from, though, because that is really annoying. Now, the turrets that pop up, obviously, can be dealt with. Ah, I think that's another supply case thing. Well, you know what? Oh, I've got to gain control of the point to unlock it. Okay, that's fair. So we will keep attempting to capture this area. Now, at some point, they're going to start getting serious. 1/3 of the way there. Isn't that encouraging? And I'm pretty sure that... Oh, there we go. See what I mean about getting serious? Here we go. Polyon X class exosuit. He's got a repulsor field too, so when he gets close to us, he starts pushing us backwards. The goal, of course, being to push us out of the control area. See? Tactics. That said, that wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. I'm a little surprised. Clearly, they must have gotten nerfed somewhere along the line. Or maybe not, who knows? Having a little trouble with my weapon systems. I hope it's not lagging. Ooh, a supply runner. The fun thing about supply runners is if you pop them, they pop a whole bunch of buff icons. Like I said, some of the stuff down here reminds me a lot of Mario Brothers. So we'll have to get a little closer. You can see he's popping stuff out. 2/3 of the way there. Unfortunately, it also means another one of those exosuits is coming out to play. I was kind of hoping that I could use my telekinesis to repulsor him back, but that was probably too much to hope for. Maybe if I nuke him from orbit. Keep shooting! Keep shooting! There we go. Oh, he actually dropped something this time. Is anything entertaining? Personal shield, Mark 10. Nothing great. Not surprising, I guess. You'll notice that up here, I have locked to level 50. It's the way of making sure that those ultra high level characters don't start overwhelming the area, so it's still a challenge. Okay, looks like all my turrets have taken disappearing act, so... Ow. So let's get a few of these things up and overlapping.
Flanking damage detected. Enemy combatant in close proximity.
Okay, we're nearing the end of this capture point, which means I think we can expect one more of those exosuits to drop by. Looks like someone's Discovery era character has dropped in. You know, I really thought there'd be an exosuit. And there we go. Dilithium ore, command packages, and greasy chunks of something. And we've got some buffs things I can take advantage of. A data pad has some quotes from Doctrine. Nothing fancy there.
Enemy targets on sensor.
Now you'll notice that I had this option here somewhere. Oh no, it seems to have gone away now. Ah, here we go. To request reinforcements. Every time you capture a point, you get a certain number of command credits. And if you do that, you can bring in reinforcements. I'm going to bring in some reinforcements here because I don't need the command credits. Now there's one more area that's worthy of mention. That we're going to take a look into before we head back out of the battle zone, because the battle zone is a long and involved sort of thing, and well, I don't want to spend all my time here tonight. I'm pretty sure nobody's going to be that interested in seeing a whole bunch of repetitive stuff here. See that thing up in the center here? That's something that started out on one end and it has to go into the other end. Where it stops occasionally, you have to do stuff to make it keep going again. Oh. A new problem. Now, when you're at the end of all of this, and you've gotten everything in the blue, what gets interesting is that you have to fight, well, there's no other way to put it. You have to fight T-Rexes. T-Rexes with laser beams. The Voth are really committed to their style.
Shield losing power.
There's moving. And if I thought if I wish we'd had time to see that. I wish I'd gotten here early enough to participate in that takedown. But you know, you can't always get what you want, right? Oh, I think it's about to make it to the target. Come on, 2 exosuits. And there we go. More dilithium, more battle zone credits, more Dyson marks, and we are secure. I'll request reinforcements again. As you can see, there's good progress being made, but, well, you know what? There is good progress being made. Maybe we will stick around and try to finish the job, so to speak. Oops. Can't go down that way. Because, honestly, I kind of do want to see the dinos. It's petty, but it's true. Now, you'll notice that there's another icon on here that looks a lot like our beam up icon. That's because there are teleporters here, and they can get you either back to the central battle zone area, or I believe anywhere else that is currently open and free, which would be up here. This one apparently is still not under control. So we're going to see if we can peek our way through. Yes, over here. And there's another capture point. Awesome. Let's offer an assist, shall we? Stay on the outskirts. Let the other guys keep the center. They're using a couple of interesting combat pets, Alachi walkers. You can get those on the Zen store, I think. Since I don't really care about them, I don't bother. They're kind of catchy to watch, though. Okay, another zone captured. One more area, at least in this section. Oh. Oops, I didn't get up for, well, not surprising since I only just got here late. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing a convenient way. Oh, that's not a cliff. Not too embarrassing. Okay, it's another one of the train kind of things, so we'll just
Enemy targets on Zen.
do some convenient shooting.
Losing ground.
Oops, didn't want to do that. That was embarrassing. Activate propulsion. And we're going to activate the speed boost because, you know, the thing crawls as it is. Every little bit of help we can give it is a plus. And what'll happen is that the Voth will occasionally send people down who will try to reverse its direction. Yeah, it's moving along pretty decently. Swarm the Swarmer. Apparently we've blown up plenty of those here. Oh no, you don't, scientist. You guys are not being allowed to stop any of this.
Shield losing power.
Oh, nuclear vessel. I know it's not technically nuclear, but all the same. So far, so good. We're about halfway across, well, more than halfway across by now. Oh, someone's already activating it. Good.
Enemy targets on center. Personal shield losing power.
Well, I'm finding all sorts of kit modules. Too bad none of them are ones I can use. Oh, look at Tobin go with those kicks. Okay, we're almost done here. And they're almost done on the north side, so the northeast seems to be the last area that is going to be a problem. Huh. Oh, maybe I have to do K first. No, I am not. I seem to be running low on those credits. No big deal. It doesn't matter to me that much. What does matter to me, however, is moving on to the new area. And since the teleporter was never taken down, it's going to be a little bit of a trip. Oh, look at all these bonus thingies. Too bad they're all going to wear off long before I have to fight anything. Oh, alright. I'll use the teleporter to at least get to command center. Oh! How did that happen? Uh-oh. Bad guys have taken over some of the stuff to the northwest. They are beginning to reassert control. That is not good. It is the opposite of good. Now, you can see that each of these zones have a different feel to them. We're kind of in almost a parkland area here. Looks like these guys have this under control nicely, so what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to take back the transporter. Good, my bridge officers are keeping up with me.
Personal shield losing power. Flanking damage detected.
Bought the gears and started stealing Omega particles. I'm not entirely sure what they're telling me there, but we've retaken this spot at least. Oh, okay. They're up. I want to make sure that we at least get the opportunity to show these guys. Man, they must have taken that area pretty fast. Run as fast as you can. I'd love to deal with you, but yeah, there he is. Bioengineered Variosaurus Rex. It looks like he's having a time of it. Someone's using cryo stuff on him, looks like. Man, this is the shot that should be the front image of my screen when it's done. It won't be, but it should be.
All 3 silos are under Allied control. Excellent work.
So I think it's I should
Pod
mention
Fortress
here
has
that
engaged transporters. Troops inbound.
as you do the reputations and all that, you do get these boxes when you complete the daily missions, or actually I think when you start them. And they'll have certain kinds of equipment. So I'm going to pull some of these things out. And later on this evening, we'll distribute them as appropriate. In the meantime, I think we have exhausted the possibilities of the battle zone here. And it's time to continue on our way. Next mission, please. And this is where this will be an entertaining one because I'm not entirely sure we're going to do all that well here. We can use your help in driving Thoth away from the control towers. Can we take the fight though? So the goal here is, well, take a tower. And there's certain kinds of progress involved. Let's scroll out, see what's available. Southeast looks good. I realize that southeast is a relative term. Because the north looks okay. I really need a better singularity core. Singularity core I'm using right now is old. Old. Clearly, I need to do something about that. Oops. I've also managed to go right past where I wanted to go here. Unfortunately, it also seems that I'm not going to be getting any credit for coming here. That is really annoying. Yeah. There we go. That was beginning to wonder how long it was going to take before it took me out of combat. Oh, wait, there's one down this way. That's much closer. And the control level is low, which is good, because I might actually be able to do something there. Nope, not handling that ship. Right. Time for some meaningful violence. I could have sworn I had the item that would allow me to see where we want to fight. Or whatever it is. Singularity energy. Oh, here it is. Sometimes I miss finding the obvious. Why don't we grab that duty officer assignment while I'm here? No reason, just because I could. it's not going to give me anything special. I'm pretty sure it's not going to give me anything special. Okay, I think we just about got this done. Hopefully it'll give me the credit for the mission. Because it's going to be really annoying if it doesn't. Come on, you can go to the last few spots here. Well, the good news is it's under control. The bad news is... Well, the bad news is it hasn't really done anything for me. What? What? 0%? Seriously? Oh, that is just irritating. That is just irritating. Especially since now all the towers are effectively controlled. Oh yeah, that is seriously annoying. I might just have to abandon this mission because it is in the way of the progress here, and if it's not giving me credit for doing stuff here, then I see no reason to continue with it. Sorry, bye. So we're going to get to the main plot again. A step between stars. They have discovered a station near the center of the Solanae Dyson Sphere that controls the station's ability to jump to other areas of space, using the vast amounts of omega particles it generates as fuel, which is something that we would have found out if we went through all 5 of those tiers of reputation. Like I said, sometimes I think the storylines here could really use a serious text pass. Just saying. It would be disastrous for the Delta Quadrant potentially because the reaction isn't perfect. Whole areas of subspace is going to be damaged. Space travel shot completely. It would be bad. And the Voth, they want to take control of the station and jump the spear back in their space. Now I just wanted to pause for a moment to help you with the mind-boggling scale of this. They're talking about jumping a Dyson sphere. An artificial structure built around a star. Yeah. We're going large scale here. We will get our usual allotment of experience points, expertise, and dilithium ore, and a choice of Solanae stuff. We'll go back to that at some point. But in the meantime, the goal is to now get out of here and do whatever the next mission is. We're going to have to go out of here. I think the fastest way of doing it is to hop out of the Dyson Sphere area. That'll put us back in sector space. We'll re-enter. And save ourselves a lot of trouble. Oh, we'll be able to start the mission right from here. Better yet. Load, 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 load. He'll get there. Don't worry. Go ahead, little buddy. You can do it. Yeah, it's probably a little obnoxious of me. There we go. I was beginning to wonder if this thing had needed some optimization. We're back in the command center, and there's activity going on. The entire fleet must be mobilizing for something big. The rest of the senior staff is being briefed in another area. Our orders are to meet the Chief Logistics Officer. He's never seen it so active. Something's about to happen. Maybe we're taking the fight directly to the Voth base. Yeah, remember what I said about being a pass on some of the stuff on here? I think that was another example. Okay, Chief Logistics Officer.
You're just in time. Please follow me to Sub-Commander Cole.
Understood. How good is Sub-Commander Cole? Really could use a text pass on some of this stuff. Ah well. I was not consulted. But it's probably a good thing since, you know, I'm no game designer. I could technically run ahead of this officer and all that, and look, we have a whole bunch of people here. And hey, isn't that Sean and Corin? Huh. Small world. Small galaxy. Whatever. Then again, they were both here when we discovered this thing. Oh yeah, right. They were kind of rude to each other too. I'm not sure that this is the greatest idea in the world.
Good to see you again. We now know why the sphere generates vast amounts of omega particles. It is designed to use those particles as fuel to jump to any area of space. There is a space station that controls the jumps in close orbit of the sphere's star. Admiral Tuvok from Starfleet was selected to lead a small team to the station to try to disable it. With him is Dr. Eric Cooper, a scientist who has been studying Dyson and Iconian technology. Something's gone wrong.
Oh, that couldn't hurt.
2 hours ago, we received a distress signal from Tuvok. Please use the console to download the signal. Afterward, I'd like to hear your opinion of the situation.
Sure, why not? And of course, with the console all the way on the other side of the room. What's this one? Digital Media Library. Oh, that's for the cutscenes that I saw earlier. In case you have a desire to relive the cutscene with the Voth contact.
Joint Command, please respond. This is Tuvok. Sensors have detected a large Voth fleet moving toward the station.
I think it says something about Admiral Tuvok, that he identifies himself without the rank.
Communications with our ship are down. Our last contact with them indicated that they were having technical difficulties and may be forced to retreat to a safer location. I will be unable to stop a Voth advance without assistance.
Well,
The
that's
attack on
bad.
the Voth fleet will commence shortly. Captains, please return to your ships.
Now, honestly, I thought that was kind of neat how they have the little cruise there, but that's not nearly as neat as what else is here.
Tuvok and Cooper are stranded with an entire Voth fleet bearing down on them. I need you to fly to the station, rescue our team, and finish the mission. Our fleet will engage the Voth to help keep them distracted. But to avoid detection, you'll need to fly roughly 100 kilometers above the surface of the star.
Now, here's a rational question. What about using a cloaking device?
The Voth are actively scanning for ships approaching the station. They can detect our cloaked ships, which is
Ooh,
another
that ain't
issue
good.
we're trying to solve.
Please.
This is our best option. The star's magnetic field will make it impossible for most sensors to pick up your ship. With luck, your ship will not have to fly close to the star's surface for very long.
I'm not thrilled by the plan, but yeah, we'll do it.
Speak with the logistics officer assigned to brief your crew on the situation. With your permission, we can help your engineers set up a temporary modulation for your shield frequencies that should allow your ship to travel that close to the sun safely.
Now, here's the other neat thing. They actually brought down my bridge officers to consult with here, too. I would love to see more of this sort of thing.
Greetings. Our engineers are working with your crew now to create a temporary modulation program that will help your shields protect your ship from the heat and radiation you will encounter on your way to the sun station. Your ship should be able to safely make the trip, but it won't be able to remain in orbit of the station.
And after I'm there, what next?
We will need every available ship to fight the Voth. It would be best if your ship joined the fleet once you are aboard the station. Your goals on the station are to find Admiral Tuvok, Assist him to shut down the sphere's jump capabilities, and then retreat before the Voth fleet arrives. Do you have any questions?
Pretty straightforward. Let's beam out and get ready to roll. Now, all that said, is it really wise to be flying a ship that close to the sun? We'll find out. It'd be a shame to have everything, melt down entirely. All that fighting going on. Meanwhile, all the way down there, one of the things I wish they would get right for the cutscenes is the vanity shielding. The vanity shielding, I think, is a sort of a big deal for customization of ship appearances. Oh well. Maybe I can just say it melted. We are approaching the surface of the star. Modifications are holding off the worst of the effects, but it won't last for long. We're already losing subsystems. We can keep flying with emergency backups, but we better go fast. Yeah, well, the ship will hold together. You hear me? Hold together. Han Solo will be proud. Very small. Ooh. Cannot pass up. I may melt my ship, but I just cannot pass up harvestable material. And there's one more in the area too. Oh, right over here. Let's grab that too. I may melt my ship, I may cook the crew, but I will have my harvested materials. So, step 1, get to the station and hail Tuvok. Unfortunately, we can't establish communications. Scans indicate that nearby solar flares are interfering with frequencies, but we could repair the nearby solar flare inhibitors. So the key here is to get them before the solar flares get us. See that when we repair, whoosh, some of those flares just went, well, bye-bye. We're having issues with structural integrity. That's not good news. Let's see if we can get another one of those flares kicked out of the way. Whoosh! And there goes another one. Let's see. The warp drive is gone. Well, fast retreat is going to be troublesome. Tell me at least that the core isn't broken. If the warp core is broken, we're going to have bigger problems than movement. So realign. Whoosh. So there should be one more. Power of the turbolifts are gone. I'm not going to lose sleep over the turbolifts. As long as the transporters are working. Bang! All done. Kill Tuvok.
Your arrival is timely. The Voth are already on the station. I am with Dr. Cooper, but many of the other members of our team have been killed. Any assistance you can render would be useful. I recommend that you speak to your crew before transport. Your vessel will not be able to remain in range for long.
That's not surprising, since parts are melting by the second. Yes, the ship will suffer irreversible damage if it stayed this close to the sun. We can retreat, perform repairs, and rejoin the fleet. Yeah, do that. Yeah, I'm ready. Now, why we can only beam me over, I'm not sure, but yes, I said yes, beam me over. Sheesh.
Greetings. I am Admiral Tuvok.
Yes, we've met.
The man behind the crates is Dr. Eric Cooper, the Federation Science Council's expert on Dyson technology.
Yes. Hello, I'm Dr. Cooper.
Yeah, we've met.
Allow me to brief you on the situation, so we may determine the best plan of action. Main power is offline. I am not sure what caused this disruption, but the event was fortunate. The darkness is a distinct tactical advantage. There are manual overrides in each room. I have temporarily disabled the one between us and the Voth. Unfortunately, the Dyson's captain did not survive the Voth's initial assault.
Great. Tell me about the station.
There are 2 generator rooms that control much of the station's operations. The generator room to the south controls the power. The control room to the west, where the Voth are, maintains the station's jump capabilities. It is imperative we reach the west control room and disable it before the Voth jump this sphere back to their space. The release of the Omega particles needed for this reaction would be catastrophic.
And how many are on board?
More than the 2 of us can safely engage. Defeat would be certain. However, if we restore main power, we can use the station's automated defenses to even the odds, if we can avoid being targeted by them ourselves. I understand you have extensive combat experience. Do you have any suggestions?
Get a ship in orbit.
I have attempted to hail them, but received no response. The ship's shields and hull plating are designed to withstand the extreme amounts of heat, pressure, and radiation generated by this sphere's star. However, it is a prototype vessel on its first voyage. There were several unexpected system failures. The communications array must be among them.
Awesome.
The ship has retreated to a safe location to make repairs. Until they are able to complete them, they will not be able to assist us.
All right. Generator room then.
We're moving away from the Voth, right?
Oh, you wonderful, optimistic fellow. But no. If they're to the west, then we're kind of
Sensors are
going
detecting
west.
a Voth battle mech ahead. I recommend we perform a more detailed scan to ensure it is deactivated.
Not a problem, although I suspect the fact that it's not shooting at us now is a pretty good indicator. Let's see, fallen Voth. Kilobyte station's automatic defenses. Unfortunately, it looks like that some of ours are down too. Well, I think that's evidence that this thing's broken.
The pilot of this battlesuit may have been killed in the fighting. However, we do not know what else we will find on this station. We must move forward. The trapped Voth will be attempting to circumvent my modifications. What do you suggest?
Well, the first option is a little aggressive, I think. The second one's kind of condescending to Cooper, but on the other hand, Cooper's a coward. It's been seen before. I don't think giving him a phaser is a great idea. Protect Cooper. Because Cooper is not a soldier. Let's see if we can get the door open.
Sorry. I thought I saw something.
And this is why we
Remain
didn't give him a
calm,
phaser.
Doctor.
Okay, that's not good. Too many
The
dead bodies.
defenses in here can be quite lethal.
Thank you,
It was
Tuvok.
awful. The sounds, the blood.
You know, Cooper was high-strung before, but I think he's really gone over the edge now. Come to think of it, wasn't he in the Iconian Gateway room? I don't remember seeing him last week. Well, I guess he was with Admiral Carrick. Who also shouldn't have been able to get away with it.
I will stand watch while you and the doctor examine the generator.
Well, first I'm going to examine these nice little Thoron particles because I can't pass something like that up. I am so sadly predictable. Alright. Alright, let's take a look. Activate emergency power.
If I understand this correctly, we can restore main power activating consoles that match the symbol up here. After the first one is activated, we'll only have 20 seconds to activate the other two. If we don't, the system will defend itself. Also, activating the wrong consoles will trigger the system's defenses. Be careful.
So, you know, good times ahead. Okay, we've got yellow up there now, and yellow here, so let's kick it off and hope everything works.
That looks right.
Yeah, it would be the blue one that kicked off. Let's see.
That looks right. That did it. The final console is unlocked.
That worked a lot better than I was expecting. Oh, there we are. I'm looking in the wrong area. I need to go up here. Reboot. Oh, nice view. Scary, but nice. This could be a problem. Alright, Tuvok.
This does not bode well.
The Vulcan ability to point out the obvious never ceases to amaze me.
By restoring main power, we have released the locks, preventing the Voth from reaching our location. They will already be on the move. We will require Cooper's assistance to subvert the automated defenses for our own use. The Doctor is an expert in the technology found on the sphere. This is well within his capabilities.
Yeah, I'll talk to Cooper. Oh good, he's doing his cringing thing.
What are we going to do? The Voth will be here any second, and I don't think they're in the mood to take prisoners. Please, you have to get me out of here. I'm not like you and Tuvok. I'm much too important to die here.
Pull yourself together!
My help? What could I do? You and Tuvok have done everything so far. I don't even know how to use a phaser.
I'm really
I just
glad
want
we
to go
didn't give
back to
him a
my
phaser
lab.
now.
I was never meant for field work.
Look, no one knows this stuff better than you do. You can do this.
Tuvok said that? Well, maybe. I might know the technology, but I don't work well under pressure. I need time and space to think, and I need to be able to do my work without fear of being killed. I can't help you. I'm sorry.
Sure, we'll play the I Believe in You game.
All right. I'll try. If
I
we're
won't point out
here,
the fact that, you know,
and
if
the
you don't do
station's
anything, we'll
defenses
die.
are active, but we're not under attack. But if that's the case, wait. I can do this. Just give me a moment.
Do it.
I think if I try this...
Dr. Cooper, we require a solution.
I'm working on it.
Love how he throws his hands up.
If I can just try that...
Vulcans.
Yes, I have it. I've done something. I'm not ready for what's being thrown at me here. Maybe I could activate the beams or something else?
Allow me, Doctor. Fascinating. With this exposed, I can manually activate the defenses in the next room. However, there is another possibility.
Such as?
Instead of activating the defenses to assist you, I can reroute the power to attempt to send a message to our stranded ship. It may not help, but we have been out of contact for hours. Your options are activating the defense beams, activating swarmers, or using none of them.
Tell me about the beams.
I can activate beams of energy that will shoot down in set periods of time. I do not have any further control than that. But you could lure some of the Voth into the beams. The beams are quite deadly, so I would advise keeping your distance. This would be our easiest option against the Voth, but if we are not careful, we could be caught in the beams.
Yeah,
Would
what
you
about
prefer I activate the beams?
about the swarmers.
I can alter the programming of the security swarmers that normally patrol this area. They will attack the Voth, but they also will attack us if there are no other targets. The swarmers will provide a distraction for us, but they could also be a liability. Do you want me to activate the swarmers?
What are our odds if we don't use any of them?
Slim enough that I cannot recommend it. However, if you choose to do so, I will support you.
Yeah, you know, that does feel like suicide. Let's go
I
with
can
beam
activate
defenses.
beams of energy that will shoot down.
I'll wait here.
If this were a
You go
different
on
sort of
ahead.
character, I'd be tempted to go with no defenses. There are accolades for not doing the defense thing. But I do not have the confidence necessary to survive that kind of conflict. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop over here and start slapping down turrets. And I'm already in a bad place.
More Voth inbound. Prepare yourselves.
Oh, they've already toasted the turrets. Oh, it's good that you guys are standing still in a close, confined area.
Voth commanders
Man,
are
I am
approaching.
definitely having trouble taking these hits. Oh, right. How silly of me. I have a medical generator. Might as well get their attention. Come on, guys. Wander into the beams and incinerate. Yeah, just like that. Oops, looks like Commander was too smart.
We should move forward. Be on your guard. A Voth soldier is activating the battlesuit.
Oh, come on! That thing was busted! Okay, let's get the drones out here. Criminy. Okay, let's keep going.
That was an explosion of sufficient magnitude to cause a breach. Doctor, what is your status?
I'm fine, I'm fine. Voth can't get in.
What did you do?
You, may want to put a shield up around the next door before you open it.
What did you do?
It would appear all that is between us and our goal is the vacuum of space.
Cooper!
My modifications successfully locked the Voth out of this area. However, there was an armed Voth battlesuit in the corridor. The station's automated swarmers attacked, and this is the result.
Okay, I'm blaming Cooper unfairly. I apologize, Cooper. Let's see if you can get control of the Dyson.
No response. According to my readings, there is no method of direct access. Unless your ship is within range, we are stranded.
No, my crew will be with the fleet. That we already know they're too far.
I'm here. Wait.
Doctor, we require a way to access the other areas of the station. Your thoughts?
I have an idea, but you may not like it. Those EV suits over there, they have maneuvering jets that we could use on the outside of the station. I've looked them over, and they should be able to withstand the heat of the sun.
Should.
Well, nothing will withstand that much heat and radiation for long. The suits appear to be designed for use in the shadow of the station. But technically, they can keep us safe. For a little while.
They will have to suffice. We have no other logical option.
Now, I'm going to just have to say it. I'm a fan of these environmental suits.
Doctor, are you going to prepare your
I mean, look at them. Those things are just cool.
Me? Of course not. It's far too risky for me to go out there.
We will need to convince Cooper to overcome his fear and help us complete our mission.
I mean, this outfit is so much cooler than the standard Romulan outfit. Now, there's a couple varieties of the suit, and if you do replays on this mission, you can hopefully get them all. And if you get them all, I think you can also do something to get an improved version. I don't plan to do that. Okay,
Do
Cooper.
you really need me out there? Internal comms are still active. I could just tell you what you have to do. I really can't stand any more stress. I have no idea why Admiral Tuvok chose me for this project. I'm not trained for field work. If I get home alive, I'm writing a letter to the Federation Science Council. I'll file a formal complaint.
Doc, do you really want to be here all by yourself when the Voth get back?
The Voth? I thought you defeated them all. They're not going to come back, are they? I can't be alone if they come back. They'll kill me. They'll rip me apart.
I have to do it. Come with us if you want to live.
Okay, I'll do it. I can't fight the Voth alone.
Alright, get yourself suited up, Cooper. It's flying time. You know, it just occurred to me that maybe I should activate the suit before I jump out into it. It's been a while.
I can do this. I can do this. I can do this.
Calm yourself, Doctor. Conserve your oxygen.
I do love the effects of the flame around the suits. I don't recall that
There is
being
a large
there
piece of
in
debris
the early
blocking the
days.
station's entrance.
Scan debris.
There is a large amount of debris blocking the entrance. It will be impossible for us to move it without assistance. I can scan the area for anything that may be of use. There are two objects of interest. The first is the remains of a Voth battlesuit. There is a mortar payload within it that we can place onto the debris. The second is the remains of a swarmer, specifically a miniaturized communications device. We could use it to detonate the mortar remotely.
That sounds like a plan. You get communicator, I'll get the bomb. Let's just hope that I don't have any inconvenient suit malfunctions that send me drifting away into the sun. Because that would be a really embarrassing way to go. Oh yeah, things are not getting better here. Okay, this might work out pretty easily. Set bomb. Get away from bomb. Blow bomb. Go in corridor.
I suggest flying a safe distance before activating the charges.
I'm glad you're here to tell me these things, Tuvok. Where are you anyway, Tuvok? Oh, there you are. The person who isn't a safe distance away. Well, I guess he was safe enough. So I erred on this side of overkill. Oh, that figures. It's a door. Quick, who wants to guess if it's locked?
The door is sealed. Any ideas, Doctor?
There should be a manual release for the locks above us.
Yeah, so there are.
I will establish a shield.
Yeah, you do that too, Hawk. Well, ignore the fact that I'm the engineer here. We'd probably be better at that sort of thing. Yeah, you just go ahead and do that. What can I say? This mission has gone since very early. On the other hand, we are still alive, and that ain't nothing. Alright, lock number 2. Very good. And that brings us to our third contestant.
The doors are open. Dr. Cooper and I will wait for you inside.
You're too good to me, Tuvok.
These suits are fried. I doubt they'll be much use anymore.
You would think, right? However, they will be, because I get to keep it. So clearly at some point, it will get better. I knew keeping this flashlight would come in handy.
Something has closed the doors. Most unsettling.
I think the station's defenses are activating.
I did not need to hear that. Oh, whoa! Not only are they activating en masse.
Personal shield losing power.
We should move forward before more defenses activate.
That is a terrific idea. This way looks safe.
I remember this room. The security protocols shut us out when we first arrived.
Good. Can we do anything with it?
Prepare yourself. We must defend Dr. Cooper.
Nobody prepares like an engineer, especially if it's a fabrication engineer.
I need you to activate a console while I work on this.
Oh, terrific. The fun never stops.
Excellent. I can keep moving forward over here.
Oh, at least there are a smaller number of swarmers. Please, Tuvok, don't stick your
I
rifle
need
in my
you to
gut.
activate a console while I work on this. Perfect.
Done.
I'm almost done. We're through.
That's a nice accolade. Defeated them under 1 minute. Now, fun fact, it's kind of random because there's another room you can go into instead, which has a malfunctioning door where the sun's heat and energy are coming right through, and you have to go in the shadow pillars to keep yourself from being cooked alive. It's really neat. But
We
that is
must
not the
power
case
down
today.
the room's shielding to access the control panels.
Ooh. Ah. I was hoping to, get harvestable. But it's shielded. We're not turning off the shields.
The doctor and I will continue our work while you disable the lower panels.
Okay, I can see that we have a couple possible problems here. I'm guessing my shields aren't going to do much good against those things. That one's going to be pushing it. Spot repair work? That's definitely engineering.
Good work. Reactivate the shields and we can complete our mission.
It's amazing how many little accolades are attached to this mission.
The honor of deactivating the station is yours.
Alright, Voth. I hope you enjoyed the plan of trying to jump the place to your home space, because it's not gonna happen.
There we go. The deactivation program is moving nicely.
Doctor, I'm detecting something curious. Energy levels in the gateway in front of us are rising at an exponential rate. It appears to be activating.
What? Let me check.
The gateway.
This is not good. The gateway is designed to be an escape hatch in the event this station goes offline. We cannot deactivate the jump protocols without activating the gateway as well.
Is there any way to override the protocols?
None that I can see. If we want to stop the jump, we have to activate that gate.
It seems we have little choice. Your thoughts?
My thought says we've already opened up a whole heap of gateways. What's one more?
As Tuvok said, we have no choice. If we want to stop this sphere from moving, we need to activate the gateway. Our time here is limited. The Voth will return in force. We have to do this now. There is no other option.
Shut her down. Prioritize.
I'm so sorry. I wish I could have found a better way. I failed you both.
Do not dwell on this. If there was another option, we
like
would have found it.
We've opened a zillion gateways anyway. What's
one more? Moment. We are being hailed. Tuvok here.
Chief Engineer Tarkram of the Dyson here, Admiral.
Acknowledged, Chief. Are all of your systems restored?
The opening of the gateway cleared up the ambient distortion disruptions. Do you need transport?
Yes. I want to get off this station now.
We are ready to depart.
Yeah, I'm kind of with
Chief,
them.
do you have a lock?
Admiral Tuvok, come in!
Dyson, 3 to be mine.
We can't get a lock. You need to get out of the hot zone. Move!
It's never easy, is it? Okay, for those who are paying attention, run!
We're going to die! We're going to die!
Let's have a little optimism here, Cooper. We only have a high chance of dying.
We have a lock on you, sir. Just give the word.
To borrow a phrase, now would be a very good time. Oh, looks like one of the Voth decided to take a peek on the other side.
Good to have you on board, sir. I'm Chief Engineer Tarkram. The fleet and your ship are still engaged with the Voth, but several Voth ships are making their way towards the gateway. One of their dreadnoughts has already passed through. As the only available ship, we have orders to stop the other Voth from entering the gateway.
Now, it's worth mentioning that, much like the last mission, we are having a different crew staffing a different ship. This is the Dyson. And you'll notice it looks like a Romulan ship. Now, if I were a Starfleet character, I would see something that was more Starfleet looking, and if I were a Klingon, I'd see something more Klingon looking. So, there were a couple varieties of Dyson ships out there. And when you first did this mission as one of the featured episode kind of things, once you completed the mission, you would be able to have your own Dyson destroyer for that character. Unfortunately, the only way to get them now is through the C-store, and it's really not even worth that because they're tier 5s. And here we are on tier 6s and tier 6Xs. Just not worth it. I also see that I've got a special tray here, so I'm going to move that over here so I can access the special abilities. Not that I think I'm going to need them right now, because we are blowing the Voth with tiny bits. Oh, apparently not tiny bits enough. Oh, right. I'm having trouble using the torpedoes because I don't have them mapped properly. There we go. Now I am once again in control. I have a tactical mode, so I'm going to go into tactical. A couple more of these guys. Let's see if we can make their lives miserable. Not miserable enough, sadly. Oh, I got a cloaking device. Battle cloak. Excellent. That means I can cloak in the middle of the fight. Let's keep you in range of the energy draining ability of that gravity well. Or is it a Titan's grip? I'm not entirely sure which. Gravity well. Science abilities sometimes blur together for me. Shields are going through a mess, so let's take use of some of these other special abilities. Theoretically should help my shields. Alright. Bad guys beat. That just leaves the Voth that went through.
There are no more Voth in the vicinity, but one dreadnought did go through the gateway. If my readings are correct, it is passing into another Dyson sphere, this one deeper in the Delta Quadrant. If the Voth are allowed to enter another sphere, they will try to claim it, as they have fought to claim this one.
Well, let's go after them.
Navigational readings indicate we are in the Delta Quadrant. However, we are inside a Dyson sphere, and there are no known structures of this type in this region. I'm detecting the presence of a Starfleet vessel, the USS Gold. That ship disappeared on a survey of the Janolan Dyson sphere at the precise instant the Iconian Gateway network was reset to save New Romulus.
The what?
This sphere was discovered by the crew of the USS Janolan in 2294. The USS Enterprise D rescued Montgomery Scott, a survivor of the Janolan 75 years later. However, it now appears that the Janolan sphere had the same jump capabilities as the Solanae and moved to this location with the Gold inside.
Interesting. Is it still working?
I am detecting disabled systems on the Gold, but there is no weapons damage. Also, sensors indicate that the Voth Dreadnought has its weapons armed, but has not fired. What do you suggest?
Oh, hail the Gold. Let's see what intel they've got before we do anything crazy. Oh, too late. I'm already going to do something crazy. Harvestable, harvestable, shinies. and there's another one right in front of the Voth. Okay, I'm willing to hold off and deal with the gold before I go after it.
I knew someone would find us. We were on a routine survey in the Janolan Dyson sphere when something happened. Systems that have been dormant for centuries activated. The energy readings were off the scale. Then a flash and...
Here. We're here now. You got people.
My nav computer claims we're in the Delta Quadrant. If that's right, this entire Dyson sphere somehow moved itself more than 50,000 light years from its previous position. Since then, we've been stuck. I would have taken Voyager's path back home if we could get out of the sphere. The doors were locked tight and the gateway powered down as soon as we arrived.
Well, we should be able to get you to home, presuming that particular gateway goes both ways, of course.
Glad to have the help. Supplies are running low. But what was that ship that just passed us? Shares some signs of Voth tech, but our databanks don't have anything like that.
I love this. Explain everything that has happened with the Voth and Solonate Dyson sphere. Wait, that is too much. Let me sum up.
Another Dyson sphere? It's taken us 40 years to study this one, and we're not even close to understanding it. And if that ship was Voth, it would explain why they ignored our hails. They came in with their weapons armed and then simply stopped. Didn't see us as a threat.
Oh, they are probably kind of right.
The ship set course for the sealed door and is just sitting there. They're ignoring us. I promised my crew we'd get home. If you could send over a team with some spare components, I can get this ship ready to travel.
We'll send some people over.
I have extensive experience with the Voth. While they are arrogant, it is not like them to completely ignore a potential threat. It may be that they sense a greater danger. I suggest
Lovely
we approach and attempt to hail them. Voyager found that some Voth were open to negotiation. We should make every attempt to find a peaceful solution.
Plot course to the Voth. Yeah, alright. Plot course to the shiny over here. Then we'll talk about Voth. I am so horrible. No more anomalies, so no more shinies. Alright. And naturally, the first thing they do is slap us in the tractor. Do you guys have any idea how rude that is?
The Voth are moving towards the door.
Tuvok?
Your query will have to wait, Doctor. Shields are down and we...
Oh, that doesn't look good.
You're not...
You're not Cooper.
Oh, that's not good. That is a world of not good.
shall perish.
For those unfamiliar, why yes, that is species
Captain, the
8472.
Undine outside of the sphere are powering weapons. The mammalian ship is still disabled.
Arm all weapons. We will destroy the creatures and then return for the mammals.
Oh, I won't say they were overconfident, but they were overconfident.
I am unharmed, but we are in danger. We are deep within the Delta Quadrant, right where Cooper wanted us. We do not know how long this infiltrator has impersonated Cooper, or the extent of what he has done.
Oh, I can think of 2 instances.
However, I am quite familiar with the tactics of species 8472. We will repel the Undine and survive to warn the Alpha Quadrant of the renewed threat.
He could have been replaced when the
Finally,
Borg took
a
over that
worthy
planet,
adversary for my new ship.
because Undine were there. Could have happened when we rescued him in the fluidic space area. Too many possibilities. All the possibilities stink. In the meantime, let's open up a can of... You know what we're opening. Oh, good. I have running commentary. Yeah, Tuvok, do the macho thing on your own time. You have bigger problems.
More ships on approach. This vessel cannot defeat them alone.
This ship can take
Pessimist.
it.
I have experience with the Undine. You do not. They are extremely dangerous.
Extremely dangerous they may be. But we are not going down without a fight. Ah! Romulan Republic comes to our call. Aid. Already I'm more optimistic. Now I find it interesting that all these ships here are being listed as minus 13. Apparently they have not tuned the level of the captains. Is he still taunting us? Vulcan trash talk. I love it.
Battleships inbound.
3 battleships? That may be a problem.
We hold here.
Not
None of the Undine
helping.
get through. The Borderskew is here. Now the real fight can begin.
Ah, good. Klingons. Ordinarily that would bug me, but you know, we're in a fight for our lives. Why not the Klingons? That'll do a good job on causing some injury.
Is that it? We wanted more of a fight.
Plane.
2 Undine dreadnoughts are approaching.
Joy. Let's see about taking a higher ground approach.
Warning.
Now, I just get stopped behind. Watch the friendly fire. Well, the good news is we're still doing a pretty good job on these guys. Having them stuck here is probably beneficial. Those torpedo sprays do a lot more damage now. Oops. Reprieve's over. That wasn't what I wanted to do. Oops. That may be good enough. Alright, I think we're gonna win this one. I don't like the
Good to see you. We would have arrived sooner, but there was a Voth fleet in the way.
complain. You didn't hear us complaining about Voth fleets.
Congratulations on a successful mission. Now the Romulan Republic will take over. We'll set up a command center for further operations. I'm sure Command will contact you when your presence is needed.
Now see, here's another example of the whole balance pass kind of thing. I mean, not balance, but text pass. Here I'm saying I don't believe the Republic has the authority to do that. But I'm a member of the Republic. What I'm seeing right now is probably the option that comes for Klingons or Federation. Well, either way, either of those factions would probably say that, so they probably don't have anything special in there. But since I'm Romulan Republic, you would think I'd be like, yeah, it works for me, that's awesome.
No, this ends now. Our generosity to the Romulans can only extend so far. The Klingon Empire claims this Dyson Sphere as its own. Starfleet and the Republic would be wise to keep their distance. Or else.
Really, Corin? Really? You know, the other sphere is an alliance control thing. Why don't we just extend the alliance?
Oh? Are you prepared to back that statement with action? The Klingon Empire has restrained itself again and again in an attempt to maintain this alliance with the Romulans. I think it's time I remind you of what happens when a Klingon loses patience.
Fine, let's go.
Fighting over this sphere is not an option. It would divide our strength. Precisely what would benefit the Undine. The Voth chose to fight instead of cooperate. They were destroyed. We can choose not to be enemies. It is time we did so.
Oh, Corin, what do you think on that one?
The Klingon Empire will not sit and wait while the Federation and Romulans continue to claim these powerful weapons for themselves. This conversation is not over.
They're not weapons.
The Romulan Republic will continue to take responsibility for areas within our jurisdiction, but I do not wish to cause a rift in what has been a successful joint action.
Rationality. I love it.
However, I will not be put in a position where I must choose between the Federation and the Klingon Empire. We have agreements on both sides that must be honored. Sub-Commander Cole can handle the details. I am a ship captain, not an administrator.
I am right there with you.
Cooper's departure has lifted the miasma in my mind, an affliction that I did not even realize was there. He was influencing me. He used the psychic abilities of the Undine to influence my thoughts, and the results are an effect of my failure. I should have been able to detect his influence.
Yeah, well, that was then, this is now. But now.
We have fulfilled our mission to neutralize the jump capabilities of the Solanae sphere, only to open up a gateway that the Undine can now use to reach our space. They will no longer have to create rifts from fluidic space. Was this Cooper's plan all along? I suggest we return to Sub-Commander Cole. We must attempt to save the fragile peace of the Alliance.
Yeah, this isn't working out very well.
The sphere is under Federation control.
This sphere is only accessible through an Alliance-controlled gateway.
Then perhaps it is time to end this alliance.
This is neither the time nor the place for this.
Commander Jarrah is correct. The Undine are a threat to us all. Now they have direct access to our space. I propose a summit. We must decide together what we must do to protect the Alpha Quadrant.
And Beta.
Our disputes may need to be put aside in the face of a greater enemy. I volunteer to mediate these talks. Dr. Cooper manipulated me to achieve his goals. It is only logical that I take responsibility for what has happened here.
Very well, Vulcan. We will finish this later.
Dun dun dun. That big old to be continued. Which is very appropriate because we are at past the 10 o'clock hour here, which means we're going to be wrapping things up for today. But first, let's see what the sub-commander has to say in the briefing here. Yeah, he's talking about being fooled by this guy as well. they'll start working on the next steps, which would be the summit, preferably before we start shooting everybody. I will, of course, be contacted once they have plans. You can rest assured we will need your help in this. Sure, why would now be any different than any other time? Alright, let's take a look at those handy ship details. Does it have a better deflector array? Yes, it does. More hull capacity. Exotic particle generator is something I can kind of take or leave. Starship grain, same kind of thing. What about the engines? The engines, I think, have a lot to recommend to them. I'm using a infinity level drive here, but it has so limited bonus abilities. So the engines are highly attractive. The shields, well, my Riemann shields for Mark 10 are still way better than the Solonay shield, so I think we're going to go with the engines here.
Congratulations, Admiral.
And look, I've gotten new duty officers. Just a quick check, my roster is, still well under 100, so I can open up this pack without fear of overloading my, not fear, officers here. Wonder where the other ones came from. So that is good, and that is good. No, we're not going to go through that now. That will have to wait until next time. But first, let's take a look at some of my equipment here. I've got a couple dual cannons here. And I've got a plasma dual heavies. Part of me would like to replace the plasmas with these new toys. Well, these are plasma cannons. Why not replace them with new toys? Let's make sure I'm grabbing the Mark 12 one. Feed that through the replicator. Swap out the engine. Occurs to me that I'm using a whole lot of stock equipment in here. Do I want to replace the other? Yeah, why not? Replace that phaser bank with the, well, plasma bank with cannons. So we're going to be basically all cannons up front. Nothing in the way of torpedo. Oh, here we go. This one's better. This is a cannon. I was hoping that was a turret, but it's not. So we're going to feed these two to the replicator because I don't really need them. For personal equipment, not too much. We got a plasma assault minigun. I'm going to use this to replace my Romulan rifle here. Better yet, I'll use that one. This one's a protonic one, probably from the Dyson box I opened. Tovin is still using the Borg arm. I'm so bad. And we'll give Shayla the new gun here. It's an exposed weapon, so. Everyone else is using superior weaponry. Everyone who is involved with the main bridge crew are using better shields. Oh, I have another Dyson box I didn't open up. Shield free frequencer. Shield free frequencer. Plus 18 to drain, proton damage, and it is a science console. Science console replaced is shield restoration. Yeah, you know what? I'm not doing anything about that. And this is usually worthless because it's subsystem stuff that I generally don't use. So we'll melt these. I think I leveled somewhere along the line in there. Yes, I leveled so hard I got 2 XP out of it. 2 specialization points. So we're going to increase the resilient to exposed by 1. And then let's see, under the radar, all weapon strikes get a chance to expose. That's useful. Anytime a foe is vaporized, triggers a heal. That's pretty good too, but I'm going to go with under the radar right now because the thought that all weapons will cause potential exposes, that's nice. I can now use green or uncommon command kit modules, and somewhere along the line I really should look into that. But that will not be today. This is not that day. I'll refine my dilithium, even though it happens automatically. Next time I log in, it's no biggie. Oh, and I also have Endeavor rewards. I must have completed one of these endeavors. You'll probably have noticed this by now, that if you do certain tasks, you get these, well, progress towards doing stuff. And among other things, it gives you these rewards, a reroll token, and R&D materials. If we open up that tab, and this is shared between all characters too, which is why I have an Endeavor rank of 6, even though this character has only barely started doing stuff. You can see the Endeavors, what the rewards are, progress to these perks. The perks come up as a random kind of thing. You get a choice of random things. I'd so far put into impulse speed, control resistance, hull regen, ground ranged weapons, and turn rate. Honestly, turn rate's a big deal for me. The more turn rates I get, the happier I am. But I have no control over that. And I have mail. Oh yeah, I sold some stuff in the exchange last week, and they did pretty good too, didn't they? And one of these days I'll remember to like delete selected instead of just straight delete. So now I'm sitting on 586,000 credits. It sounds impressive, except it's not. There are people who have like millions easily. I just don't have the stuff for that. The stuff that really sells are the stuff that comes from lockboxes or Zen store purchases. In any event, that is going to do it for Star Trek Online this week. Once again, next week at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern to 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern, approximately, we will return to the next phase of Star Trek Online, where we have to hash out the ultimate fate of these Dyson spheres. But if you wanted to look into something a little bit different, I will also be streaming on Saturday, Star Citizen, from 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern to 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern. See what it's like for one of the more talked about games out there, even though it's not technically a released game. And, well, you've heard the controversy. Why not see what it's all about? In any event, I thank everyone for stopping by and watching. This is Korath Landwalker, signing off.